about an initiative called the Hearts Prize Competition. Actually, the Hearts Prize Foundation is a startup accelerator for budding young social entrepreneurs emerging from the world's universities. It encourages the world's brightest business minds to compete in terms to solve the planet's biggest challenges with innovative ideas for sustainable startup enterprises. The Hearts itself, actually the initiative itself, in it students from all over the world are competing, including Egypt. So this year the initiative is about urban development and open spaces, and today I'm happy to have with me, I actually have two of the participants in that initiative. So I have with me Mr. Nuruddin Mansour. Welcome, Noor.
Thank you. Great
also
to be here.
I have Mr. Omar in Nahas. Welcome, Omar. Well, first of all, how did you participate in the Hearts initiative or competition?
I think it was through our university, the American University in Cairo. International Conference on Global Economy, ICGE, is a club that hosts the Hearts Prize competition on campus every year. This year they've opened the gates for most people to apply. We applied, me and my friend Omar, we're both mechanical engineers at AUC, and with two of our friends. We applied for it with an idea to solve urban spaces, because they gave us the idea before we applied.
Now, you're both on the same team, aren't you?
Yes.
Now, for your topic, what have you chosen? How, from your perspective, how would you solve the urban problem?
Well, for us, we were first given the case regarding the whole challenge, what is to be covered and what are the expectations that we should abide by. And basically we chose to tackle the basic life necessities which are lacking in most of the African slums involved in the case. Basic life necessities, I'm talking about food, water, and mainly sanitation, which what we see are the basic stuff that should be covered in order to perform or in order to take these slums to a whole new level. So if these are satisfied, any other improvements will be applicable. But however, these are the crucial stuff that should be first satisfied, the needs for the people living in these slums, in order to further consider any other improvements to be made further on.
Now, Noor, what are the steps like in that project, and the duration, the deadline that you have?
Of course, our initiative is called Sandus Co. Sandus Co. That's the name of the social enterprise that we're opening. We started the idea, I think, mid-October. The deadline for the first stage of the competition was in December. We applied, and we were one of the runner-ups, along with another group in AUC, to apply, and we're qualified in the regional finals in Boston, where we're supposed to present our idea by the beginning of next month.
Well, it is said that there are around 20,000 students who applied. Now, out of these, how many will you be competing against?
I think in Boston there are 40 teams from 40 different countries in the US. I think we're one of the few in the Middle East and in Egypt, even maybe even the only one competing from the Middle East and Egypt in Boston. I think if we're rounding up 40 teams with 4 to 5 people for each group, so it's a lot of people, yes.
Do you know the titles or the themes of the competing projects?
They're mainly more or less related to us, because people mostly chose to tackle the basic necessities first. But generally speaking, most of the involved teams are involved in better connecting the slum citizens to the basic necessities that I mentioned. The whole difference is the essence of the project itself. How would they view their problem, and how would they view their solution to be potentially solving such problems? This is what would make one team different from the other one. However, we all get the same case, and the solutions are expected to be similar. It is the difference in the execution process itself.
So, Noor, what's your group's approach to it?
Our approach to it, as I said before, is called Sandus Co. Sandus Co. is a social enterprise that delivers two things. Number one, a product. Number two, a service. Our service is based on a unit called an omniprocessor. Omniprocessor is a unit that's developed by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, by Janiki Bioenergy in the US. It's basically a plant that takes in all the sewage sludge from these slums and turns it into water and electricity. Water and electricity, each unit is able to supply to approximately from 150 to 100,000 people. However, these people don't have exactly sanitation. They don't have a plumbing system. They're crowded urban spaces, as it's mentioned. So our product, in order to ease the sanitation part, is through pots. It's called Sandus pots. Sandus pots, which include a fertilizer and some hydrated lime, where they're able to relieve themselves inside in the pots, and they grow a vegetable out of it. So their human waste is used as fertilizer in order to be able to grow vegetables for trading to double their income. And their fertilizer and human waste is given to us, and we're feeding that to the Omniprocessor, therefore giving them water and electricity.
So actually it has like three targets to generate electricity, to purify the water, and also to supply them with food and organic fertilizer.
Exactly.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, what's the most challenging issue that you need to tackle in your project?
I believe the execution, the very first part, in case we were able to win the whole Halt Prize challenge. The most challenging part will be taking the first step, introducing the products themselves to the slum citizens and convincing them that this would resemble a potential solution to solve your problems. For them to be able to trust that this product will be really applicable, this would be the most challenging part. Beforehand, obtaining the resources and all the other logistics are also challenging. However, they are not equally challenging with regards to selling or making the first product available to the targeted customers, the slum cities.
Have you considered looking at Egypt as a model, or you're looking at Africa in general?
I think Africa in general is our largest concern. We start from the lowest kinds of slums that are recognized by worldwide organizations like the United Nations. They recognize Kenya, Kibera in Kenya, and Ghana, and Ethiopia and Somalia. These places where they're the basic slums. So if it works there, it can easily work in other places where slums are not as bad. However, I think to add more on Omar's point about our difficult challenges. First thing is the kinds of diseases. How can we control the diseases inside the relief pots? This is used by the hydrated lime. Hydrated lime was developed by the European Lime Association, mostly in Norway and Switzerland. It's using lime to eliminate any diseases inside fertilizers and to eliminate their potential growth further on. This is our most important because lime is a little bit more expensive than it used to be. So that's one more point that we need to stress on further on.
Now, Omar, you mentioned that you will be looking into deprived areas in places like Kenya and other African countries. Now, so what did you do to know about it? Like, did you look at statistics on the internet? Are you going to do like a field trip? What's your plan so that you can really know what's going on there?
Well, there are certain information already provided in the case. However, in order to obtain more, we had to perform other internet research methods in order to better understand what's really happening, how crucial are these needs for these people, and how it is affecting their lives. So these are like the main points that we use to obtain our information with regards to these topics. There were certain statistical information obtained, and we were actually also we had the intention of doing an actual field trip in one of these places in order to better see how it goes on real grounds. However, due to time constraints, we were not able to proceed with this option. So we're only relying on the information available on the internet from reliable sources that could easily be acknowledged from any other sector that we'll be presenting at.
Now, Noor, for the presentation itself, is it going to be like a hard copy or a soft copy of statistical work, or are you going to do a model as well, like a maquette or a model of your project? How are you going to demonstrate it?
Well, first, it's a pitch. We have a 6-minute pitch that we're supposed to do in Halt Business School in Boston. When we're supposed to do that, we're supposed to put in a 6-minute presentation. We're supposed to give in our idea and basic financials to make sure that this organization is going to be profitable within the next 6 years. And then we're supposed to acknowledge the fact that we need an investment, a certain investment, and with a certain interest rate that we're supposed to specify. However, we're supposed to bring in also the product that we have, which is still pending. The product is on the spot. We have design for the logo and the pot itself. We're supposed to give it there as well. However, no hard copy was required.
Now, actually, here it's not just about engineering. You're doing statistics. You have to do survey of the market. You're using biomaterials as well as like things like lime and other products. Considering also the vegetables, because you have to see what type of vegetables would suit the climate. Now, are you using other expertise than yourselves since you're engineers?
With regards to the advisors, there is definitely a technical part that we have covered from the engineering background that we're currently studying. However, with regards to other stuff with relevance to, for example, diseases or with relevance to the business model itself, we're actually delighted to have some of the AUC School of Business faculty members to support us with whatever information or techniques that we would use to market the idea better and present it in a much better way to the judges at the competition itself, and also doing general refining with regards to the business model to be just to make it better applicable in terms of how it would generate money, how it would be presented to the customers. All of this we're using other expertise and other advices from the AUC School of Business faculty members.
And also, just we're not just engineers. We just like to say that we both minored in business marketing, and we have at least the basic knowledge of how to size our market, how to market our product, how to advertise for it, and to talk to our customer better.
Now you've passed phase 1. What's phase 2?
Phase 2 is the presentation is in Boston, which is the regionals. I think there are 5 venues for the Hull Prize competition, which is San Francisco, Boston, London, Shanghai, and Dubai. I think that's the second stage, which is the regionals, and the final stage is in New York. We're supposed to present in front of the highest committee of the Hull Business Schools. All different winners from the 5 venues are supposed to present their ideas, and that's where they win the $1 million, hopefully.
Yeah, yes, it's worth mentioning that actually the prize and the award for this competition is $1 million US. Now, how can you change the world, or what's your plan to do with this $1 million?
Provided that we've won, the first thing that we would do is to actually get in touch with other potential suppliers that we're actually considering in the very first process of executing the idea. And then among the regions that we're actually considering where the idea will be executed, we will choose one of the potential ones mentioned in the case, and we will actually take the first process of implementing the idea on real grounds with the support obtained from the HALT International Business School and the other parties that we will have involved in this case. So we'll actually, the first process is taking the very first steps in implementing the project on real grounds.
Now, as a team, how are you divided? Like, is there a certain job or assignment for each of you, or you're working simultaneously?
Yes, of course we do. We've divided the work based on the expertise and majors. So our two other members are Diala Ratib and Nada Darwish. Diala Ratib is business marketing major, and Nada Darwish is electronics major. Our main focus was to each person to have their own dedication. Diala Ratib is basically focused on our marketing strategy, our advertising, our website, our Facebook, social media, how to get it out there to the people. Omar and I are basically focused with the technical and logistics, supply chain, how we're supposed to get the procurement, how are different problems that we're going to face logistically and operations. And Nada is mostly focused on our financials to make sure that that we're profiting, to make sure that our costs are not too high and that our revenues are just as high.
Now, I know that you've already said that within the context of our interview, but I'd like you to tell me again, when is the presentation going to take place?
It's going to take place in Boston.
On what day?
We have 2 days, on the March 11th and 12th. This
So
is
actually,
basically the competition.
it's quite soon. You're
Yes.
almost reaching your deadline. So how far are you now? Are you almost done?
Almost. However, we finished. We finalized the idea. We're just refurbishing it. We're just very close to producing the product. We have our Facebook page finalized. We have I think 500 likes up until now. It's been like 3 days, so hopefully it's not that much. However, we need to increase that more. We have our website is also finalized. Most of our advisors have given us their wise advice of giving the presentation to them first before we go out and present it globally.
Now, for the local competition here in Egypt, are you worried about the local competition here? The team was running against you?
It is to be acknowledged that their ideas are also reliable, but in general, what I can say that we just hope for the best to occur to whatever idea that the personnel at Holt see as the most reliable ones. So yes, if they're winning, then actually their idea is also reliable, and we have to acknowledge this one way or the other.
However, the next stage we're not really competing with any local teams. In Boston, I think we're one of very few local Egyptian teams that we're competing. The other team is competing in Dubai, and I think another team from another university is competing in Shanghai and London. So different venues. At least.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope that next time we host you, you'll be the winners.
Winners, I hope that. Thank you very much.
Well, Nuruddin Mansour and Omar Nahas, thank you very much for this interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was Nuruddin and Omar Nahas, and we've heard about the Halts competition that they will be taking part in. And now we will be back after the break. We'll look at the following report, and we'll be back.